I know this man called Arnie. I've known him since about 2002, and well, I knew him from around the area, but I got to know him through my friend. He'd be at my friend's house a lot, and when I saw him, he used to say stuff to me like, when are you going to come to me for a loan? And I just used to laugh it off, really. And he used to say to me, like, when was I going to go out with him? And this was openly in front of everybody. I just used to say, you're crazy, and I'd laugh it off. Then it was 2002 when my personal circumstances changed. I was really struggling for cash. I just lost my job, and I started to sign on. I was around my friend's house one day, and Arnie was there, and he said to me, "Oh, are you ready for a loan yet?" And yeah, I was feeling that low about losing my job, and I wanted to cheer myself up, so I said yeah. So I had a loan for £300. Arnie said that I had to pay him back £20 a week, and it was a total of £680 altogether. Well, I remember he gave me the cash there and then. He had this clear plastic wallet with a plastic zipper on the top, and inside he kept his cash and this black book. And this black book was like a file of facts, and inside he kept the names and the addresses of all the people that owed him money, like where he was collecting the money and how much he exactly owed. I had no problems making the first 4 payments. It was a total of £80. But then I had to go away for a few weeks. I was having a really difficult time, which, Arnie knew about. Anyway, when I came back, I saw Arnie, and he said that he'd added an extra £300 onto my total. And I said that was unfair, but he said he didn't care and that I had to pay. So what I did was I went to my family members and I got myself together £700. I saw Arnie and I gave him the cash. He counted it and he said thanks. And I said, that's it. That's me and you done now, loan paid off. And he says, well, yeah, I'll be seeing you around. I gave Arnie the cash in, I think it was the June and the July. I didn't see Arnie for ages, not until the incident that happened in the January. Well, my friend had told me that he said that I still owed him money, but, I couldn't understand how, and so really I just dismissed it. And I was around my friend's house, and Arnie came round when I was visiting, and he said to me that I still owed him money, and I was just like, no. And, initially he was all right about it. He was laughing and he was joking because he thought I was joking. But when I got serious, I said, well, no, I've paid you the £780. Arnie got serious. And he said that I had to pay for my ex-boyfriend's money as well. And I was like, no way, I wasn't going to pay. And that's when he changed. He had his sunglasses on, pushed down on his nose. And I could see his eyes, and his eyes went wide, and in this deep, serious voice, he said, get your gold off. And I said something like, no one's taking my gold off. And that's when he got up and he started walking towards me. I took my necklace inside my jumper, I pulled my sleeves over my hands, and, I pulled my knees up to my chest. I didn't know what he was going to do, but he grabbed me round the throat and he lifted me up off the sofa. He lifted me up so I was eye to eye to him. I was panicking because I couldn't breathe. My feet were off the floor. I could see my friend behind him. I didn't know what he was going to do. I was really scared, but he started to squeeze my neck harder and harder, and I could see my friend started to punch out at him, and I was trying to kick out. I didn't know what he was going to do next, but he threw me across the room. He threw me against the corner unit, and I hit my left side, and I landed on the floor in like a crouch position. I could hear my friend on the phone saying, police, police. And Arnie was walking over towards me, and when he heard my friend on the phone, he walked back over and he ripped the phone out of the wall. Well, Arnie left. The police came and I gave a statement. And later that night, my mum had to call me an ambulance. I was in a lot of pain. I was still shaking and scared. What about, what had happened? And I was taken to City Hospital where I was examined, and I found that I had a cracked rib on my left side. I was in pain for about 6 weeks afterwards, and I had to sleep sitting up. Since the incident, I don't go back to that area. I don't go and visit my friends. In fact, I just avoid the whole area. I know he said to my friend that if I don't drop the charges, he's going to drop me off the cliff. I know he also said that he'll knock £300 off one of my mate's loans if she told him where I lived. I didn't believe her, so I asked her to let me listen. So what we did was, when Arnie came round, I phoned her up and she left the phone in the room that they were talking in. and I could hear exactly what was going on. I heard my friend give him the money, and my friend said that she'd seen me. And Arnie said, well, did you tell her that if, you know, she don't drop the charges, I'll drop her off a cliff? And my mate was like, yeah, but she don't believe you. And Arnie was like, well, you better make her believe it. I did believe it. And I believe that he will come and find me and he's going to hurt me. I know that he's also said that it might be 5, it might be 10, or it might be 15 years, but he will find me and he will scar me. Earlier in the year, he phoned up my friend and he said that he knew my new address. My friend told me, and within a couple of days, I'd moved out of my flat. I'd moved into private rented accommodation, and I'm really struggling to pay the rent, but I don't care because I'm still scared that he's going to find me. Well, I'm too scared to go back to my own flat. When I leave the house, I look out for Arnie. You know, if I see a car go past that looks like his, I hide my face. He really has affected my life.